You guys saved the herd, huh? We had some major predation issues. These dogs, I'm surprised we don't have a lot of death out here. The mighty muskrat. Yeah, you guys are killers, huh? Yeah, they decided to kill a muskrat. No, we didn't have any predation problems. We haven't had them for a little while, probably since the first year these dogs were here. But they killed a muskrat. Let's just get this out of here. Yeah, you don't need to eat this. No, leave it alone. Leave it alone. All right. Cold one today. It's just something about a sunrise and the animals eating on a clear day. Makes me pretty happy. We're getting close here, folks. It's like the new kid at school. Everyone wants to have a look at him. Pretty calmed down now. He was pretty worked up when I put him out here originally. Well, at least relative to this, but he's kind of getting into it. He's been hanging out with one of my old girls here. Kind of interesting. Well, I guess we're gonna have puppies in a few weeks. The dogs are locked together right now, and they're not very happy about it. They look like they're in trouble. Old Cheppy dog doesn't look very happy. Well, this is getting to be my annual hurry up and wait video as we head into the tail end of March. I went back and looked, and that's pretty much been my sentiment each year for a variety of different reasons. So just I want to say out loud the timeline of this busy spring. So mid to late April we should have first calves on the ground, and then late April is lambing season beginning, because I put my rams in a little earlier and I thought I had made a mistake, but it turned out to be a lucky mistake given the silly warmness of this winter and spring so far. And then around May 1st, looks like if I timed everything right in my calendar, we're having puppies, which is stressful and fun, and it's all, we'll see how that goes. And then somewhere in there is our first batch of meat chickens, and then first batch of turkeys, and then calving should probably go through June because of just how we timed everything out. And then the British whites are even later than that, I think in August. Then we'll have some lamb sales in June. Hay starts in June. We'll be planting new fields in beginning of April starting, and then depending on the soil temps, we'll get into the other stuff. But it's going to be a busy spring, and I think that's not a bad thing. I think if you're going to be a farmer, you have to appreciate the seasonality of farming. Like right now, I'm bored and impatient, but pretty quick it's going to turn into a sprint. So I think usually by the time, like last year, by the time we got to grazing school at George's and kind of wound down for the year, and all we did was have some daily moves, I was grateful for the rest. But that lasted up until about Christmas, and now I'm raring to go again. Yeah, you can see I had a couple of dead trees this year that just gave up the ghost, so we're in the middle of cutting all this up. We have some neighbors who use firewood, so we'll give it to them, or we'll save it for fires outdoors this summer. I'm not sure which, but it's going to be a sprint, I think, this whole spring. Once it kicks off in mid-April, I don't think it's going to stop until we're done with hay, which is usually end of August or early September, actually. So everyone's looking good. No stress in these animals. These dogs feel like I woke up and looked out the window, and these dogs were running in circles staring at the sky chasing sparrows. So they're not They're kind of bored. No coyotes are giving them any trouble anymore. Just wanted to take a moment to stand here. Got my morning tea because I'm not drinking coffee anymore, which is awful, but the stomach tells me what to do. But let's reflect on how difficult this farm life is. I'm currently out here doing nothing because I need my water to fill up. I'm filling up the bull's water right now. Hey, Dave. And as soon as that's full, we'll top those off, and then I'll get some more tea. And I get to watch a nice sunrise. It is a little brisk out here. The northwest wind is blowing, but a nice sunrise and getting to check out my animals. It's really hard. You guys should feel sorry for me. Nah, the hard stuff will come later, but you just enjoy these little moments while you can. Yeah. Well, anyway, I was just thinking about hard work, and there's certainly some hard work involved in farming, but it feels like a lot of fellas make it a lot more complicated and harder than it needs to be. Even in like winter feeding beef cattle or something like that. Hay feeders, moving, getting a skid out to scrape poop. Instead, I just move where the cattle are pooping. And they walk there themselves. I don't have to fire up any machines or anything. I guess I have to fire up a four-wheeler to bring the squares up every other day. But no hay rings, no messing about. So it's just a little reminder to myself, because I tend to get a little intense and I can and do overcomplicate things, is to just continually evaluate the simplicity and the robustness of my operation. I've been reading Anti-Fragile by Nassim Taleb, and it is just like like a virus almost. I'm looking at every aspect of my life, including the farm, and saying, do I get tougher the tougher things get? And I think I am in a, not quite there yet. We're in a robust or decisive or resilient phase, but I'd really like it to be so that when the weather is awful, like I think we're gonna have a really dry year this year, or when the prices are low, that's when my farm really takes off like a rocket ship. Developing a private clientele for all of my product, and making sure that I'm not overstocked, and making sure that every animal is contributing, so that when everyone else is feeling pressure, that pressure is just propelling me forward. If you haven't read that book, I really suggest it. I'm reading it for a second time. There's a lot there. Anti-Fragile by Nassim Taleb.